I know what's doing that. I remember now. Try that again.
You ever have a dealership rip you off or have that friend that puts your project on the back burner? Well, I dealt with both, so I decided to do something about it. You see, I've been a production welder for over a decade and a musician on the side. I'm kind of an overall DIY kind of guy. Yeah, I've made mistakes, maybe a few, but that's part of the process. It's not about being perfect, it's all about learning, doing your best to get it done right, and if you don't succeed, well, try again. I'm Fender Man, and let's fix something.
Alright guys, well welcome back. So, here we are. The Forgotten Ford. That's right. So, let's definitely see some better days, but I think it's high time that we get this thing back to what it was. I want to finish this build as much as possible. My paint has kind of been chippy. We got weird dust on it, and oh man, that's gross. We've got rust in here, which is going to be our cooling system. But the last time we left off, there was a nasty, nasty oil leak over here on this side. And I believe it was the tappet cover that was doing it. Okay, that's a lot of oil just sitting at the top. Wonder why. That is the tappet cover. Now here's the most fun part about all of this. In order to get to that tappet cover, all of this has to come off. All my fueling system, the whole thing. I didn't know anything about painting back in the day, so this is all chipping loose, and you know, I'm debating on whether or not I even want to clean it. You know, I can just leave it as it is and it's no big deal. But, you know, I've pretty much given up on the idea that this is going to be some kind of like fancy show build, because I'm never going to use it as a show truck. I've never used this truck as a show truck. So we're going to go ahead and squash that right now. This is not going to be your street princess build. This is all going to be for utility.
You made it through. Yeah, my Ford truck and me.
So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to start off by putting this thing in top dead center, so that way we don't have to worry about any of that. And then I'll get this fuel pump off and get all of the rest of this fuel stuff off of here on the back. But first, I'd like to get some of the crusty dusties out of the way, because we got like dead spiders and stuff, and yeah, I don't want any of that falling into the motor or anything that's worthwhile. So let's get started. Okay, and also, this is just for the new people here, so if you've already been here and you've seen this truck being built, you go ahead and skip forward. It's only going to be about a minute. But if you're new here and you were kind of curious about the history of this, there is a whole playlist of videos that I have of my earlier self working on this thing, which is cringe-worthy at best. But I'm going to try to, you know, avoid that now. So what we're going to do is kind of start at this point and then move forward, which is why I'm going to call this the Forgotten Ford series. So I'm really excited to bring you that, and then I've also got some other stuff I have planned as well, and I hope you guys like that too. So let's go ahead and move on to the build. Here we go. That's top dead center, right there. Alright, so now we're at a point, you know, I just realized something. I was just talking about this thing in my timing toolkit. Come to find out, this guy comes up and goes into here. And so, you know, I might do the pump timing. You know, according to these here, they're supposed to be, you know, there's a tolerance or something like that that's associated with it. So, you know, I'll make sure that that's all fine and dandy. These are like brand new. I mean, new banjo bolts, new stage 2 injectors, you know, kind of cool. But yeah, so we're gonna go in here and get this pulled out. I can get some light down in there. So we got a bolt down there where the socket's already on. We got another bolt next to that one. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. So another bolt next to that one, and then 2 on the outside. I'm kind of weird, so because I like to do things a little bit backwards. So I like to do the hard ones first and then do the easy ones later. So let's go ahead and take those out. No. Ah, never mind. Bolts. They're nuts. Alright. Well, that's loose. Good grief. There we go. Oil line taken loose. Oh, everything's free. Just set this down like this, nice and gently. There we go. Like nothing, this is all clean right here, and then this is all like boogered up and gross. And there we go. Huh. Yeah, there's the problem. Somebody was being an idiot. Stupid. What a dumb thing to do. Especially to a paying customer. That still burns me up. How stupid is that? It's a different kind of stupid, man. Okay, cool. But everything in here looks nice. There's no rust or anything like that. Everything looks good. The paint's coming off, but yeah, that's where it was leaking. For sure, 100%. Okay, and that's why we have this up underneath of here. There we go. Kind of silly they don't come with hoses and, you know, the little dongers that go in there. It's too bad. Oh well, no big deal. Alright, so according to the instructions here, you know, I was on the right track as far as getting this thing seated. But, so we did it at the bottom. We got it up at the top. So 1/8 of an inch past it. Ish. Well, here goes nothing. Okay. And then super glue it together. So we'll stick the ends in here. Like that. And then super glue it. That was per the instructions. I'd say it looks pretty good. Oh man. So instead I just have my... Whoa! Okay, that's coming out. Alright, there we go. Got my whole thing of aviation formic acid. And I think we'll just use this instead of glue. I just got a nice little tiny applicator, just a toothpick. Just put it around there. Alright, we'll call that good. I think it's about the best I think I'm going to be able to do. But I don't really want this to hang out. I don't want that hanging out like that overnight. I'll just let that set a little bit. Alright, so against my better judgment, I'm going to go ahead and put the pump back on. I think I should have enough room to be able to squeeze in here and put the plug in. Those are on order. They should be here tomorrow, according to Amazon. But I just noticed something. So these, right here, are all studs. And what I took out was the stud. Not sure why that came out. But, you know, that has me wee bit concerned. Let's put a dab. Oh, there's some There's some gunk in there. And some other housekeeping I think I'll do is just put a towel in here and then, well, those ones aren't bad, but I'll get this one. And this is another thing, I had no idea there was a bolt that went back here. So that's new. Fortunately though, we got a whole bunch of new ones. I'll just stuff one of these back there. Call it good. But that fits in right nicely. Make sure those are all cleaned out nicely. Good to go. Clear and clear and clear. Everything's clear. Okay. Okay, so not only did I just figure out that you couldn't barely hear what I was even saying, but there was also a ton of wind noise. I mean, I'm not trying to take away from the video at all, but I wanted to show you this. So I mean, the laser's just right here. That's 89 in here, and then if you know, up there is 112.
Ooh, I don't like to get this sweaty. Listen, I have a little lady to towel off on.
So I wanted to just kind of run this by you, specifically and individually here. What I did was load the nut up into this, into one of these sockets here, and since the socket has a tendency to droop, no matter which way it is, right? Just take the nut, take the magnet, and use it as a finger, in place of a finger, to hold it up, while I try to put it on whatever nut. So like I can take this and move it as I need to, up and down, and then this side, use to twist, and then twist on the nut. So that is what happened in here. So in case you're having a problem with these P-pumps and you need to do that, cool quick little tip and trick that I just figured out just now, so I think it's kind of cool. But anyway, I'll go pick that up later. Cool. Yeah, so sorry again for the bad and terrible audio. That shall not happen again. So let's go ahead and install this last, got a nice new donor screw that'll go on here. I'll screw it into this. You're definitely not going to be able to see that. There. Now it's even harder for me to take out. Cool. So what I'm going to take care of, because yes, I'm well aware that there's like goobers or a little bit of paintage in there. I'm just going to hit that with air and just get those cleaned out. And then let's go ahead and clean these bad boys off. I really would like to install my injectors, and I think I still can. It's getting pretty late. I think we're going to wrap this up. I just wanted to make sure that that was on. Definitely torque that, but I think we'll attack this tomorrow, because I'm still not going to be able to put the fuel system in the way I want to. Alright, so as promised, like I said, I was going to blow these out anyway, just to... like that. And that's that natural aspiration right there. And then we're going to go ahead and tape all of these off with our special masking tape. But it's getting late, it's getting dark, I'm getting tired, and so we're going to go ahead and start with this again tomorrow. So by the time you come back, it'll be tomorrow, and we will go ahead and start cleaning out those lines over here. And we'll probably use some of this machine to do it. But here we go. Okay, so we got a cool package in the mail. Let's see what we got. We got our plugs, and we also have our stopper, which is what I wanted. Let's see if it fits. Got a nice O-ring with it. The thread. Yep, there we go. Perfect. 12 a.m. works. Awesome opossum. Now I just gotta go get my Allen wrenches that size, and then we'll close that up. But awesome. Well, looks like we can make further progress today. Got this other one. I'll post the link to these in the description for where I got them on Amazon. Got me thinking about it. Evil. I remember why I bought that now. fits right on there. And then I'll catch can that later. But I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I'm just hoping it doesn't sit out too far. Pump, I think, sits here. So yeah, that should be fine. Should be clearance just enough. Awesome.
All right, let's tighten these in. And just in case you're wondering, we're using a 1/2-inch Allen. I'm only gonna put it in there like a little over finger tight. So I'm not gonna go crazy with it just to make the seal work. Yeah, I think we'll call that good right there. All right, so the goal is now, since this hasn't been started in a little while, I want to get some oil going through here. So I'm just going to take this little starting cord right here that I got. Just a little one of those to my old starter over here. There we go. These suck so bad. There we go. Minimize our spillage. This stuff is like liquid gold. We'll shove this in. This is our pull. And I think, yeah, that's definitely the return. There we go. Trying to remember how I had this. I think that was holding it. This brake line. There. That technically shouldn't go anywhere. So what we need to do now is pump this fuel pump. Oh, I hear stuff. I hear stuff coming out of here already. Interesting. So the primer's working. I smell it, but I don't see it. Okay. So we know that we're priming the system, which is good. Let's just bump it and just see if we see anything squirting. Hoping it doesn't do it in my eyes. Oh yeah, I know what's doing that. I remember now. Fuel pump is off because this is not pushed in. So I need to push that in. That. I don't remember what I attached it to this. Yeah, I think so. There we go. So that's on. That gets our fuel pump on. So let's see what happens now. Okay. Not really showing any leaks. Are we not primed well enough? I'm trying to do that until we see something out of the injectors, but I'm not seeing anything coming out of the injectors. Well, we got a little bit.
coming out of that one. Let's let it hang for a second. Alright, we got fluid at all 6. Now we'll grab our wrench. So we'll close 1. We'll close number 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's try that again. Little hesitating. Good. I'll let it just smooth out a little bit. Not too much leaking. Got a little bit of air inclusion on number, it looks like, before. A little bit of air inclusion on there. Alright, so that was mildly successful. Cool, now that we're at that point, I think we'll do is let this cool off a little. It's not really that hot, I just didn't want to run it until it got hot. That's the whole idea. Okay, cool, at least we know everything runs, but now we have an excuse to replace the injectors. So that's what's coming up next.
And speaking of, actually, one of the things I did forget was whether or not we're leaking. I don't see any oil leaks at all, so we should be good. That is a very welcome sight. So we're not spitting out a bunch of oil all over the place like we were last time. Because last time in here there's a bunch of oil spilling out and we have none of that now. So alright, we're in good shape. Okay, so I definitely will sell that thing then. Perfect. I want to fire it up just one more time for funsies, but again, I don't want to get this thing super warm. Cool, cool.
Bitch, I know I want it, but I got it on my own. I've been working days and nights instead of staying in my zone. And you say you're all alone, all you do is bitch and moan. All the lazy asses got no chances